Today we're going to talk about communication aids and strategies using tools of technology. So if you have seen the video that I already uploaded on your Google Classroom, you have a better understanding of what to do and what not to do during presentations. All right, so what are your impressions about the research presentation that was on the video? Can you tell me what makes the presentation the worst? In what ways can the presentation be improved? So we live in an era when the written, oral, visual, and digital modes of communicating are merging. Whether it is a TV news program, your professor's lectures, or a motivational speech, audiences have come to expect messages to be enhanced with presentational aids. This means that as you prepare your speech, you will need to decide what presentational aids will enhance your verbal message and motivate your audience to both pay attention and remember it. In fact, presentational aids have become so important to public speeches that they are essentially a form of supporting material you should be looking for when conducting your research. Ultimately, you might use them to get attention in the introduction, to support a main point in the body, or to clinch in the conclusion. So here, presentational aids are defined as any visual, audiovisual, or other sensory material used to enhance a verbal message. So presentational aids have four types. So we have visual aids, audiovisual aids, and other sensory aids. So here, when you say visual aids, we automatically think of manila papers, cartolinas, or cardboards, or a PowerPoint presentation. And visual aids also enhance the speech by allowing audience members to see what the speaker is describing or explaining. Okay? And examples of visual aids include actual objects or models, photographs, drawings, diagrams, maps or a globe, charts, and graph. Whereas audio aids enhance the speaker's verbal message through sound. Some examples include musical clips or recordings from CDs in iTunes or Spotify, recorded clips from conversations or interviews, famous speeches, and recordings of nature sounds. And when you say audiovisual aids, these enhance the speech using a combination of sight and sound. For example, YouTube videos, or any clips from movies and televisions, and podcasts, as well as other events or observations captured on video. But when you say other sensory aids, these include materials that enhance your ideas by appealing to smell, touch, or taste. So, for example, the speaker can enhance the verbal description of the fragrance of a particular perfume by allowing audience members to smell it, and the flavor of a particular entree by allowing audience members to taste it. All right, so let's proceed to the characteristics of multimedia presentations. First, these multimedia presentations are defined as visually oriented or displayed on a monitor or projected into a screen. Okay? And these allow users to use different modalities such as text, graphics, photographs, audio, animation, or video, just like what I am doing to our classes. Okay? The special features of computer-based presentations are the following. First, you can custom navigate links between slides to other media and to the internet, meaning you can actually link other files from the internet to your PowerPoint presentations. Okay? And these can be made into hard copy printouts or transparencies. And third, these can be uploaded to the internet. So for example, the time when I missed the quiz, so what I did was I uploaded the video or the video of the quiz on YouTube so that you can still watch it offline. Okay. And we also have steps in making effective multimedia presentations. So first, we should know the purpose of the orientation. So your purpose could vary. So either your purpose is to inform, to entertain, to persuade, etc. Okay. And second, know the audience. So of course, your topic should be appropriate to your audience, and not just your topic, but also the style of your or the design of your presentation. And third, very important, you should gather information. So when you say you're going to report on a topic about COVID-19, then you must be really knowledgeable of the report. And reading the report is not enough. Okay, and it's also very wrong to read the whole thing while you're reporting, because you're supposed to discuss what's presented on your PowerPoint presentation. Fourth, use a variety of resources such as textbook, digital resources, and the internet. Okay, and five, do not forget to cite sources. Very important. And number six, organize the information. You can actually organize the information by listing the main points and having only one main idea per slide and present ideas in a logical order. And seven, check technical issues. So some audience really focus on the technical issues, such as the contrast. So when you say contrast, it means the brightness or the darkness of your presentation. Okay, so if you're going to use a lighter background, you should use a darker font. But if you're going to use a darker background, then you should use a lighter font. Okay, and next, use only one design and color scheme throughout the slide presentation. So for example, in my PowerPoint presentation, I only use this design from prelim to finals. And I also have one color scheme. And I also use one color scheme. Okay, as you have observed, I only have blue, green, white, and yellow in my presentations. Next, avoid clutter. When you say clutter, you should avoid being messy with your presentation. Avoid too much icons, too much pictures, etc. Keep it simple. And next, avoid patterned or textured background. So just imagine if your background is full of stripes or full of polka dots. Okay, so the audience might lose interest in your presentation. All right. And this is an example of a design that I use sometimes in my other classes. So here on the first upper left example, you have a darker background with a white font. Okay, and on the other side, on the lower right, we have a lighter background, but with a darker font. Okay, and next, use large font size, minimum of 18 points. So in my PowerPoint presentations, I usually use 24 to 26 font size. Okay, and use fonts that are easy to read. Don't use fancy fonts. So of course, you don't want your audience to feel dizzy or be confused with what you wrote on your PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so keep it simple. And next, don't use more than two types of font. So in my presentation, I only use two types of font. So this is Arial, and the other one is not a very familiar font. H, avoid too much text. So I think everybody of us have experienced how is it like reading a PowerPoint presentation that is full of text, right? And next, use no more than 3 or 4 bullets per slide. But in my PowerPoint presentation, I try to make it very neat, but I usually use 4 bullets per slide or 4 to 5, maximum of 6, because I want to occupy the space. Okay. And last but not least, be creative. So use transitions and animations to add interest and do not overdo it. But in my case, I only use the transitions float down and fade, because I don't want to overdo my PowerPoint presentation. So that's it for making effective multimedia presentations.